Monday night football is back under the lights at the new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Big stadium, bigger story. Manchester United are Premier League's sort of inform team right now with no losses in the last five, 13 points out of the possible 15. A Carrick's team that has actually found balance and ruthlessness. They are actually unbeaten in 2026, so it will be interesting to see. Standing in their way is the man who knows United inside and out, David Moyes, who was here, was sacked, picked up a crucial win with 10-man Everton against Ruben Amorim. So it will be interesting to see how United go about this match. Everton sit 8th in the table. It is in the push and pull sort of zone. Smart enough to trouble big teams, hungry enough for Europe. They've already taken a scalp this season. Can they actually do the double over United and hand Carrick his first loss? I think Moyes would be really up for it. So tonight we break down the tactics, team news, individual battles, key players, and finally an angle that you won't hear anywhere else, I guess, and finally the prediction. So if you're enjoying the content, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share. And without further ado, let's jump into it. So Carrick's United currently is calm, compact and clinical. Moyes' Everton is, on the other hand, organized, aggressive and waiting to pounce. One wants control, the other actually wants chaos. That is the story tonight. So let's dive deeper into this control versus chaos thing. So at first glance, I think this is Carrick's control probably against Moyes' structure. But there are two competing identities on the pitch on Monday night. United are set up in a fluid 4-2-3-1. This is not possession for the sake of possession anymore. I think it's vertical passing, intentional, drilling it through the lines. It's built on quick triggers. And with Bruno Fernandes at the heart of everything and acting as the conductor, boasting 12 assists this season, United will constantly look to slip the runners in behind, which could be Mbumo, Cunha and even Ahmad. So Carrick also has added something subtle, which many of us or many of people probably might not be noticing. It's kind of like rotational pressing in midfield. One midfielder steps forward to press, the other drops to create a passing lane. This rotation actually creates overloads and opens gap in transition, which is what United is looking to exploit. Also, what he has done is he's been bringing on Sesko in around 60-70th minute mark. So when defenders are getting tired for the other team, you have a focal threat. He can stop the ball, he can control the ball like he did against Arsenal, pass it to Bruno, make the run in behind, or he would be full of energy to actually make the runs in behind the tired defenders. So I think that is also sort of like a master stroke that Carrick is doing. But people would definitely like to see Sesko start sometime. But I think coming off the bench and learning his trade might not be a bad thing for him at this point in time. Everton, meanwhile, a fully Moyesy fight, whatever you like to call it. They have a disciplined 4-5-1 low block, which is what United struggle against. They do not mind if we have the possession. They say, have 60% of the ball. They would want us to have the ball actually, like we had at Old Trafford. They would defend compact, try to break with the speed of Dewsbury Hall, Barry. I think they'll miss Grealish in the attack in transition. They actually will funnel play wide and then they spring and they try to jump on us. Without the usual flair option, which is Jack Grealish, I think they've leaned into industry, which is Dewsbury Hall and even Garner in the midfield covering every blade of grass. And we had him at United, but we decided to let him go because we could not sell any other players, right? They're kind of like the extensions to the back four. It is very disciplined, what Moyes does. It's patient and it's built for moments, not dominance of the whole game. So if United lose patience anytime and overcommit bodies and not able to break Everton down, Everton will definitely look to exploit the space which they would be getting once United decide to push players up. The contrarian angle, which I was talking about in the beginning, that nobody else might be talking about, people might be talking about, I don't know. But there's something that I think is unique about this. I think the game might not be decided by the starting 11. It could be decided by who comes off the bench. So Carrick has built a system that creates fatigue against the opposition centre-backs. Constant vertical runs, constant movement in behind, and after a certain point in time, it actually wears you down. So that means around 60 to 70 minute mark is where he introduces a fresh attacker every game, which you've seen in almost the 5 games that he has been in charge. that isn't rotation, I think that's strategy. On the other hand, Moyes uses his bench to reinforce midfield, close games physically so that he doesn't lose the control or the amount of work the low block has to do. So he doesn't chase chaos. He's trying to control the chaos, Moyes, when they are actually defending. So coming off the bench, Sesko might actually be a real headache for them. So let's see how it actually pans out. So the real, I think, managerial duel in this game might not be in the first half. It might be in the timing of the substitutions. If the game is level at 60th minute mark, the substitutions for both the team can change everything. So I don't know how well we'll do against them. We did not do very well against them at Old Trafford. So Hill Dickinson new stadium, Everton have been struggling there of late. I think they have not won in 6, I guess. But again, it will be a really difficult job to go there and get a win. The game, that's what I said previously, the game probably will not be decided by the starting lineup. It will be decided probably by the substitute who comes on with fresh legs. So watch around the 60-70 minute mark. That's where the match could actually flip. Let's look at the key battles now, where this game could be won and lost. I think one of the key battles would be after the 60th minute mark is their defenders, Branthwaite versus Sesko. I think this would be a heavyweight clash. Both are tall defenders, physical, aggressive. I think Sesko still needs to learn a lot about the English game, but he's been making his mark slowly. And Branthwaite might just be one of the best young centre-backs in the league right now. He might be going to a big club. We were actually linked to him last summer, I guess. But I don't know where he's going to go. He's very composed in one-on-one situations, although Haaland took the mickey out of him when, I think it was last season or something. He just brushed him aside. But Sesko will actually give us a physical focal point with 5 goals in his last 6 games, I think, or something like that. He can drop in between lines, he can hold the ball, he can release it to Bruno, the runners can make the runs, Bruno can release them down the line, and then Sesko can make the run inside the box. If a good cross comes in, he might be there to actually finish. So if Branthwaite can actually neutralize Sesko's hold-up play, I think United lose their primary reference point in attack, and that could actually mean trouble. So Branthwaite versus Sesko is one of the key battle, muscle sort of versus movement. If Branthwaite dominates the duel, United lose their focal point, and if Sesko wins it, I think Everton are in trouble. Bruno Fernandes versus Idrissa Gueye would be the other key battle. I think in United everything flows through Bruno. To stop United and to stop the supply line, and if you can stop Bruno, you have actually stopped 3 attackers in my opinion. And to curb that, I think that's what Carrick is doing. He's pushing other midfielders into the zone. He's bringing fullbacks into the midfield so that they can support Casemiro. He can push Menu up so that their players are actually confused about who to mark, and that way some space can open up for Bruno for him to do the magic. But Idrissa Gueye's job would probably be pretty simple. Do not let Bruno turn, stay on him, disrupt the rhythm, constant fouling. These sort of things might be one of the options they go for. Force hopeful shot instead of like threaded passes. So let's see how it actually pans out again. And the third battle, important ones would be Mbeumo versus Mykolenko. Mbeumo has been very clinical this season. He's scored against big teams, low teams. I think he's been a good attacking threat for us. He loves cutting inside into his left foot if he's playing from the right hand side, and he can get shots away. He's found decent finishing skills. I think he had finishing skills, but like he's been making decent finishes as well. Mykolenko is like a safety first defender, so he will probably not overcommit. He will not overlap recklessly. He will overlap in cases when he has the space and he can actually overlap, but this is all about angle. So Mbeumo cutting in, Ahmad can make the run down the line, so it will be interesting to see how actually Everton's fullbacks, not just Mykolenko, adapt to this sort of situation. And if Mbeumo actually gets space inside, United can generate high quality chances, which is what he did for the cross against Sesko, although the cross was not as perfect as it could have been, but Sesko improvised and we actually got a goal that way. So if Mykolenko forces Mbeumo wide and make him a little bit predictable, Everton can limit the damage. Looking into the team news and also the stadium factor. So this is like Everton's new home now. They moved away from Goodison Park. Injury update, I think De Ligt is still injured. Mount is still not back. I think he has been injured like a couple of games he plays and then he gets injured. I mean, I think it's time for him to let him go. For Everton, I think they also have suspensions, but I think I'm not exactly sure about Everton's team news, but then I think United would be pretty straightforward. De Ligt is not back, so it would be Maguire, Martinez, Dello, and Luke Shaw. I'd probably like to see Mazraoui come in instead of Dello. I think Dello can switch off at times. And then in the midfield it will be Casemiro, Mainu, Ahmad, Bruno, Ahmad, Mbomo, and Cunha, or like Mbomo up front, Cunha out wide. So this would be the formation that he goes for. The atmosphere will actually be intense. They have not won in the last 6 home games, like I was saying, so the fans would be fans are begging for a victory over there, so I think they would definitely urge the team on. And if Everton score early, the crowd actually becomes a force, and if they don't, the tension might creep in. So let's see what happens. Hopefully United can win it. New stadium, but the pressure is same old pressure. If Everton score first, the place can explode. If they don't, the nerves could take over, leading for a victory to United. So now let's get into the how actually United can win this game. I think we need to control the tempo. We need to move the ball quickly between lines. We should not be playing like the way we played against West Ham, very casual, very lethargic. I think we need to be patient against low blocks. That needs to come, but the passing around the low block should be quick, 1-2 effective, finding the third man runs. These sort of things will actually help us break down the low block. And then use Sesko's fresh legs at around 60-70 minute mark to actually catch them out when the defenders are getting tired. So this would be the way United would probably go about it. And Everton, I think for them to win or get something out of this game, they need to stay compact, deny spaces, don't let players turn, like deny central turning sort of spaces to them. They need to attack set pieces aggressively, which is also one of the threats that United have. So if we have set pieces or corners, I think we have done relatively well in those things, so hopefully we can do that again. So they would probably try to make the game uncomfortable and a lot more physical, and that way they might have a chance. My prediction actually is, I don't know if we'll be able to win it. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Man United, but it could very well be a draw. And if Everton actually find a goal first, then it could be a struggle for us to break them down. Probably they'll try to do everything to not concede after that, but I think United have quality, and hopefully that shows in the game. Hopefully we move the ball quickly between lines whenever we can, and that way hopefully we can pick up the 3 points that we are desperate for, because Arsenal and City are closing the gap. Let me know what you think would be the score prediction in the comments below. And we also got like Tottenham versus Arsenal, and tomorrow I think City is playing Newcastle. So if City can win that game, they'll be just 2 points behind. And Spurs have a new manager bounce, so maybe if they beat Arsenal, it could be like City are just 2 points behind, and then they, with a game in hand, and then they got to play Arsenal as well, so they could possibly be 4 points clear. City, can you imagine? But anyways, let me know your thoughts. What would be the prediction for this game, and also the games between Man City, Newcastle, and Tottenham, Arsenal, and where we go from here. See you in the next one for the post-match prediction, post-match analysis. Till then, stay safe, take care, peace out, and thank you for watching.